Yes, yes. Welcome back to the gray area. MOD, Guru Dane. You know what I'm saying? We got a very special guest today. We got a very special guest. Now, okay, I'm gonna try to pronounce your last name. I don't wanna destroy it, bro. You know what I'm saying?
Good luck
So
with that.
all right, hold on. I might do hold on, let me see. Hold on. All right. So we got Vlad Dobrescu. Dobrescu?
You're pretty close, yeah. It's
Okay, all right.
Dobrescu. It's
Dobrescu. All
Dobrescu.
right,
Gotta use that
perfect.
Eastern European.
Got you. That little bounce
No.
on it. You know what I'm saying?
He's
Put
talking
that, yeah, I
Yeah.
hear you, bro.
building.
What's going on though, man? We appreciate you stopping by, bro. For real.
Thanks for having me.
Nah, good.
Yeah, it's usually fun because I usually have MCs record drops for my mix show, and I let
Right.
them pronounce the name however they think it should be pronounced. And I got like 100 versions of it.
Right. Just let them rock, yo.
each
You know what
drop
I'm
is
saying?
each drop is different.
Nah,
Like
facts. That's true. That's true. But yeah, so a little background. We don't know each other too well, but how I met you was you have a online show, an online DJ show where you play a playlist of
yeah,
songs, and you had selected Mr. Wonderful from Black Sheep that we just dropped, and it was on the playlist. So
Shouts
I
to the
noticed
yeah,
that, yo, nah, for real. I noticed that, and I'm like, oh, yo, that's dope. Let me hit dude up. And I looked on your page. And I'm like,
yeah.
oh, nah, he's a rapper. He's a DJ. He has a restaurant. I got to pick this guy's brain. You know what I'm saying? I got
Yeah,
to sit down with him and just see what your world is like. You know what I'm saying? So, yeah, for the people who don't know, just give yourself a quick introduction. Let us know what you do, what you about. And then, yeah, we'll just get into something real chill chop up.
yeah. I'm glad we connected. I'm a fan of your music.
I appreciate that,
Uh,
brother.
First of all, I gotta say that English is not my native language.
Nah,
So
you good.
even
You're
though
good.
I understand what you're saying, it's
You speak
sometimes
better
hard for me
English
to
than
find
some
the right
people in the
words.
States, bro. Some people in the States don't even speak that English that
Yo,
well.
you know what the funny thing is? The funny thing is, I was worried about it. I was worried about it a little bit, but then once I heard you talk and say, "Yo, you got me, you good," I'm like, "Oh, nah, he's all right. We're good. We're good, bro." You know what
As
I'm
a
Yeah,
saying?
no, it's okay because most people know English over here. They can speak.
Right.
The newer generation is even more fluent because
right.
we grew up on like Hollywood movies and, of course,
I
music.
was just about to ask you that. I hear that a lot. Like
Everything is in
people
English
talk about a
except real
movie.
life. Like
Facts.
the video games are in English, everything except when you go out, you gotta speak
Right. When
Romanian.
you got to interact. Okay,
Yeah,
so you're from Romania. You're Romanian.
yeah. Born
Got
and
you.
raised in
Let me ask
Bucharest.
you, Bucharest. Okay, what's the
That's the
hip hop
capital city.
scene? What's the hip hop scene like? What was it like when you were growing up? And I know you've seen it grow. You've seen it grow
Of
and
course,
expand the way we all have. What was it like for you? Like
I
when
seen
you
the
was a
birth
kid.
of it
That's dope.
because
That's dope.
we were late for the party.
Right.
Because until '89, we were like under dictatorship, under communism, and
Okay.
you weren't even allowed to listen to music from the
Man,
West. It
wow.
was uh, like that movie, like the book 1984 with censorship and
Hmm.
people
Real
going to
talk.
jail for listening to music
Real talk.
Yep.
and shit like that. I remember we used to have like a portable radio, and we used to
Dope.
hook that up to the heater so the signal will increase, and you could hear
What?
like Radio Free Europe. They were broadcasting from Germany, and if you had a
Wow.
more powerful signal, you could listen to like independent news and music and all that type of thing. But if when we would hear like the elevator go up or down in the building, we would shut down the radio because if the neighbors would hear you listening to the radio station, you could even go to jail or something.
Yo, you
Yeah.
see, you know
So that
what?
shit was
That it speaks to me because it's like hip hop is so powerful.
yeah,
Hip hop is so powerful that like even people that come from circumstances like that will take the extra step to
yeah.
hear, to listen. You know what I'm saying? That's the beauty of it. That's the beauty. I'm sorry to cut you off, but like when I'm
No, no,
listening to
no.
you,
It's you're
it's
welcome
just
to.
I'm wow. That's super interesting. And you know what? The fact that it was able to infect your mind and your soul and your peers around you, and you guys was able to. You said you was hooking it up to the heater to boost the signal.
Yeah, but we wouldn't hear hip hop. We just heard like Western music, like in the '80s, like all types of pop music and everything. But we
Either
still,
way, either
yeah,
way,
but we had a hunger for it, for
right?
like freedom and freedom of speech and all that. We couldn't express
Right.
ourselves, and so when we seen the attitude, like it was like for us, it was like, oh yeah, yeah, this is
Right.
freedom. This is what we want to hear, what we want to see, and
Nah, for sure.
but I still had listened to like Run DMC or the Beastie Boys, like just a couple of songs, and
Right.
by chance those were my favorite artists. I didn't even know that they were part of a genre because we didn't have access to information and stuff like that. But I knew that's
Right.
what I liked.
Right. Right. So you hearing
you
that
know?
Run DMC song the first time, just take me back. Y'all listening to the
Yeah.
radio, y'all listening to Radio Free Europe, and that comes across. What do you like? What's the
Nah,
what's the feeling?
we actually had my uncle had a VCR, which was rare in Romania,
Uh
um, and he was like part of this network that was smuggling videotapes with like movies and even
wow.
music videos and stuff like that.
Right, right.
And we seen like also seen the two movies, the break-in movies, if you know them,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Mm-hmm.
with breakdancing and everything.
Yep.
And we seen and we got hooked to like "Walk This Way" by uh, Run DMC with Aerosmith.
And
That was our
Aerosmith.
anthem. Yeah, my father
Yeah.
used to be a rock fan, so we connected with that song.
Yep.
That was the soundtrack for the summer.
Something you could bond
we
over.
Yeah, we recorded it on cassette tape from the VCR, and we had it on cassette tape, and we used to listen to that over and over again.
Wow. It means a lot. It's crazy because it's like hip hop means and music in general
Yeah,
means so much to me, to all of us. But like, yeah, man, I can't imagine having to do that because I never had to do that. We didn't have to go through that. So it's like
yeah,
to have to take that extra mile. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
It really means something. It means it's a different level. You know what I'm saying? It's a
Somehow
different level.
because you don't have easy access to it, I guess you love it even more because you
Well,
appreciate it.
yeah, exactly. Because it's like you're taking you're taking certain risks, like you said. If you hear the elevator come up in the building and you got to cut the radio off because the neighbors
Yeah,
might be like, "Yo, who's listening to that?" And they might, you know what I'm saying? They might
snitch.
take it to the
Yeah,
yeah, bro, that's crazy. So it's like it means more. You know what I'm saying? So I
yeah,
just appreciate it, man. I appreciate the experience. Please continue.
yeah. And okay, after that the revolution came, and we were free to listen to whatever we wanted.
Right.
But it did took a while for like a system to come in place so we can get music, because we were
Okay.
like cut off from the rest of the world. People weren't allowed to visit Romania
Right.
except under special circumstances before the revolution, and people weren't allowed to leave. Um, so yeah, after that there was an explosion of like
Culture.
everything.
Just a
Yeah, and
culture
color,
explosion,
because
right?
everything was like black and white. I don't even know if I can describe it so you can imagine it, but we didn't have color in like around
Right.
us, except nature, of course, which they
So like
couldn't
posters
forbid
and
that.
ads and business signs were all in black and white. Is basically
Yeah,
what you're
it
getting at.
was not black and white is a lot to say, but it was very, I don't know,
Droll.
lifeless.
Right, right, right. No, I get it. I totally understand. So it's like it must have been a very extreme change to go from
Yeah,
being, kind of blocked from everything to the gates opening. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying?
and
How was that kind of
it coincided with hip hop blowing up worldwide,
right,
because
right.
as far as I'm concerned, hip hop blew up around 88, 89.
Mm-hmm.
Um, and we caught that. We caught like we
Right,
still didn't have like access to a lot of music, a lot of cable, but we were free to look for it.
right, right,
And
right.
I remember I had like half of Yo MTV Raps on a videotape from a neighbor, and I seen like Third Base, I seen Booyah Tribe, I seen Public Enemy, of course,
Wow, man.
and I fell in love even more,
Right,
with the
right.
genre. And
Man, that's dope, bro.
that's I can quote that as maybe my first. I had the Fear of a Black Planet by Public Enemy,
Mm-hmm.
one of the first serious rap albums that I
Right,
had. You could
right.
find like commercial stuff like MC Hammer and Vanilla Ice and
Of
stuff,
course.
bootlegged, but
Right.
you could find that, and I had that. I'm not gonna lie, but
We all did, bro. We all did.
I really wanted to hear more Public Enemy.
Right. Nah, for true. That's facts, bro. So what was the hip hop record that you first heard? that changed your whole perspective and said, you know what, listen, I'm not just a fan no more. Now I
Yeah.
gotta participate. What was that? What was that, Red?
Well, it took a while. I mean, you gotta understand. I was like in '89. I was 9 years old, so
Mm-hmm.
I even if I wanted to, I couldn't be
Right,
serious as a rapper, you know.
right, right.
But I did, you know. After that, I mean, I guess the album that made me fall in love even more, and that I always quote like one of my main albums, my favorite albums, was Death Certificate by Ice Cube,
Mm,
which came out in '91. And I got that from Christmas from my
nice.
dad that didn't speak English. So
Yo, that's
maybe
dope.
I always joke that if he would have understood the lyrics, maybe he wouldn't
Right,
have considered that as a Christmas gift. But
right.
you know, he did it, and I'm glad he did.
Nah, I hear that, bro. That's dope. And yo, it's funny because it's like, yeah, man. I don't know how many kids here got death certificate as Christmas presents. You know what I'm saying? But nah,
Yeah,
that's a dope notion. And you know what? I can appreciate that. Like you said, that one song was
yeah,
it let you and your father bond. You know what I'm saying? And then he
yeah,
probably
yeah.
saw the interest you had for it, and just was he supportive? Was your dad supportive? Did he foster your
Well, yeah, sort of. I mean, he was supportive of it as a hobby, but
right,
he was
right?
scared of me choosing it as a career.
Of course, of course,
You know,
of
because
course.
it's like,
It's
come on,
uncertain. It's
what? You want to be a
uncertain.
superstar? What do you want to be?
Right.
It's hard to understand. I didn't even have that intention. I just knew I wanted to be a part of it. I was even running away from the idea of doing commercial stuff when I began doing it. I just wanted to be a part of it
Right.
as an underground artist.
And just create. And just
But that
create.
took a while. That was way later, like 10 years later.
Right.
But to answer your earlier question, I don't think there's like a specific moment where I said, I want to do this or be a
Right.
part of it. You just get hooked and,
Mhm.
you know,
You keep building. You keep building. Nah,
yeah, you
absolutely.
listen to it, then, you meet maybe more people that listen to it. You form a community
Right.
to
Right.
hung out with the graph riders and the breakers, and I seen the movement just form and people choose their own paths. Maybe try different stuff like, oh,
Mhm.
gonna try to be a graph rider. Oh, I have
Right.
no talent for that. Let me try dancing and stuff like that.
Right.
So it
I
was
think
just
that was the
like,
beauty of it. Yeah.
yeah, it was just like we were fascinated, and every album that came out like in the 90s, mid 90s, it was like you couldn't think that it could get better, but it did somehow.
Right. The
You
golden
know?
era, man. The golden
Yeah.
era, bro. Nah,
It's
for
hard to
real.
explain it to people that haven't lived it, but you know what I mean, I'm sure.
Nah, I do. Of course. I
Because I
remember.
bet you were there
Listen, I was there, man. I
to
was
witness
there.
it.
I
Yeah.
remember, especially being from New York.
Yeah.
In
You
the
see the.
'90s, it was the epicenter. So yeah,
Yeah.
we saw a
No
lot,
doubt.
and a lot of uh a lot of crazy things transpired. You know what I'm saying? How old were you when you decided to get in the studio and like, tell me about your first project, your first rapping project?
Well, it started out like me just trying to rap like a hobby, and I wasn't taking
Right,
it seriously, but people were hearing me and were like, yo, why don't you record something? You sound nice.
right, yo, you nice. You should put that down.
Yeah. In Romanian,
Right.
to be clear, not in English. I would never dream of competing with people whose native language is
No, I get
English,
it.
you know?
I get it. I get it.
Um, Plus, I wanted to build like for the local scene.
Mhm.
Um, and like I said, I seen it start from scratch, and it did take a while to develop in what it is now, which
Right,
is a fully blown hip hop scene. And again, we had to manage with what we had because we didn't have access to like gear. Like
right.
it was way later that I seen turntables, like Technics turntables or like a sampler or stuff like that. So we had to improvise. And I won't get into details, but it sounded when it first started, it didn't sound that good.
No, I
Like,
hear
and
that.
I don't mean myself. I'm including myself, but I mean the whole movement.
Right, right, right,
We had to learn, and we didn't have like you don't have didn't have like the internet. Like now you're gonna go like how to make a hip hop beat, and you
right,
see
right,
like
right.
thousands of results, and you can spend a few days and learn. And we
Put it
just had to
together.
find just pieces of information and put it together.
That's dope, though, bro.
until it blossomed into something dope. I think we do have a nice hip hop movement over here. As far as beats go, as far as lyrics go, and I'm proud to say I was a part of that evolution.
That's dope. Nah, that's dope,
Yeah,
bro. So tell
that
me
is
more
dope.
about the scene. Tell me more about the scene today.
Okay, like worldwide, unfortunately, it's going towards the more pop sounding.
Right, right.
For
For
myself,
sure.
I think it's getting a little bit confused because when we grew up, there were like pop artists and mainstream artists that were doing like other genres of music, other types of music, and then there was hip hop, which
Right.
okay had its hits and his some artists managed to break in the mainstream, even though they were
Mm-hmm.
dope lyricists and made good music.
Right.
Like you could see, like I don't know, the Wu Tang reaching Billboard, or even Jay Z. You can front on his lyrical skills or stuff like that.
Right.
But as far as my opinion is, like towards the end maybe of the 90s, start of the 2000s, there came that corporate version of it, which has had
Mm-hmm.
less to do with hip hop,
Less to do
but
with the art of it, right?
they still called it that, and now there's a confusion. There's pop artists that claim to be rappers, and
Mhm.
they don't know stuff. They don't know shit about it. They don't even plan to learn or
Right.
like follow the culture.
Nah, for
And
sure.
I'm not hating on them. I'm just saying maybe they should call it something else. You
You
know?
know, I felt like that for a
I
while. I felt
agree.
like that for a while. Yeah, Guru, you want to pitch in?
Yeah, I agree. Listen, it's fine to call it something else. Call it something
Yeah,
else. Like pop music is popular music, and that changes in the spectrum of
exactly,
what's going on.
Right.
But it's like we should be careful about calling everything hip hop because hip hop used to have those pillars. If it doesn't have the pillars, that's fine too. It's just popular music.
exactly.
It's what it
And
is, right?
it's not to diss it. I mean, even hip hop, it came from, what if hip hop we would say like okay, it came from funk and from soul and from jazz and whatever. And what if we said, oh no, this is jazz now. This is funk. No,
Right.
we respected
Right. We
those
call it
those
something else.
genres and we built something over it. And there are jazz musicians that collaborate with hip hop artists and everything, and funk musicians, and it's okay. But just call it something else. I mean, I can mix up a classic hip hop track with a new hip hop track. They don't have the same BPM, they don't have the same energy.
Right.
I cannot mix them. So why are they the same thing? They
I
don't
hear
fit
that.
together, you know? I don't
Think,
want to come off as a hater because I really
No,
listen,
I
appreciate
don't
what
bro.
think it's
I'm glad
about
that
hate at all. You know what I think it ends up
yeah,
coming to be? It's about appreciation for hip hop, right? If you appreciate it enough, it's like, okay, well, we want to value what that is. Just like you said,
no
we
doubt.
don't call this funk and jazz and those other things because those things have value, right? So we label
Exactly,
that
yeah.
because people are putting effort into that. And hey, listen, new guys are putting effort into drill and all. So that's
No
what that
doubt.
has a name. So yeah, people could call your opinion hate all they want, but it's like, yeah, whatever.
Yeah, if you still want to make music and they're like new guys coming and saying, okay, the rules are different now. It's like, okay, just call it something else. What if in basketball they started kicking the ball with the foot and then they say,
Right.
oh, no,
Right.
you're fucking up for touching it with your hands. That's not how
Right.
you play basketball. No, that's
Right.
basketball and that's some other shit. Okay, just call
And
it
it's
something
fine.
else. Don't
That
tell me
way, then we
I'm
could
doing my
both do the
stuff
thing.
wrong because I'm doing it well, you
Nah,
know?
That's
straight
right.
like that. Straight like that, bro. And okay, so let me ask you this. Hip hop is down 40% globally,
Yeah, I seen that.
right? There wasn't a hit, there wasn't a number one hip hop song until the third quarter of this year. I think the third quarter. Sometime like that. Do you think that it is because of what we're talking about, because of the influence, the 25 years that these record labels and these other companies, exterior companies, have been influencing hip hop, that they're pushing it? So, okay, let me say this. It's no mystery, right, that record labels have been pushing rappers towards way more hyper violent music, which only leads you to the prison system, right?
Yeah.
Do you think that the dip in sales is because not trap music, drill music is unsustainable?
I think it's like just the natural evolution of things. If you look
Okay,
at like rock music, I mean, it has its
that's a good
lifetime.
point.
And
That's a good point.
when you say a music genre is dead, it means it's dead commercially. And
Mm-hmm.
maybe that's a good thing because,
Right,
jazz, as far as commercial success, is dead, but you can still be a successful jazz musician
right,
and be
right.
appreciated finally for, I mean, maybe
No,
jazz
it's
is not
true.
the best example, but let's say rock music.
Right.
like nobody's trying to do commercial rock music, or
Right.
maybe there are a few, but you know what I mean. It
Not
had
Those,
its
those
crazy.
are
Yeah,
just
lifetime.
yeah.
those
I
are
mean,
just pop bands though. Like anything
yeah,
commercially successful really just is popular music because at that
yeah,
point
and then
it's so popular everyone
Okay.
likes it. So
So
let
at
me
that point, is drill music pop music?
there's a fraction of it that is pop music, yeah,
Okay.
because
All
it's
right. All
so
right. Fair
popular
enough.
that.
I'll settle for
So this
that.
is what I was gonna say. You said hip hop is 40% down. What
Right.
are we saying that because Drake is considered a rapper, he makes hip hop
yeah,
music, but
Right.
he's popular music, so he's up. Doja Cat is a rapper, they call her a
Fair
rapper.
enough. Fair
So it's like
enough.
all the women. So it's like
yeah.
what when we say it's down 40%, what are we talking about? Maybe like the
I think they're talking about overall sales and streams and shit like as a genre. Not cherry picking the certain artist. As a genre as a whole, last year it was this, and this year it's this.
so
I
what's
think that's
beating it? What's beating it? Probably popular
R&B.
music.
No, R&B.
That's rap too now.
Yeah, but when we're talking about how they split the genres up. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you know what it is. It's like so. It's like R&B sounds like hip hop now.
Right.
It's
Or like
like
pop. I don't
some
even know what they categorize as R&B anymore, though.
yeah. That's what I'm saying.
Even
That's
though
It's all
there are
blends into
some
this new
amazing
digital
R&B
sound.
artists out there.
for sure. For sure.
There are. It's just it used to be there used to be different sounds, right, and harmonics and
Yeah,
different things going on,
Mhm.
different BPMs and tempos. Not
Right.
every beat for pop music sounds like hip hop. Sounds like jazz. Not jazz. Sounds like
yeah,
some type of rock. Like some of these
Right.
rock guys are using the same kits, digital kits. So it's like,
yeah,
yeah, when everything is blending together, all you're looking for is what's selling the most, and it just becomes popular music. It's a race to popular.
Right.
So yeah, if the whole hip hop might be down, but if I'm Drake and I'm categorized as popular music, I'm up, right? Popular music might be up. So I'm curious to know is like what is up for the year that hip hop is down, and is that still people like a Drake and a Doja Cat
Well,
and
I'm
a
pretty sure it's like, you got your Taylor Swifts. Country is booming right now.
yeah. They were saying
Country's
in
off the chain
Afro
right now.
beats. They were
that's
saying,
Nas X though.
Afro beats. That's a
yeah,
good
Yeah,
point.
yeah,
Afro beats. That's a fact. Burn It Boy? Burn It Boy? The
that's Drake
dude,
too now. Drake make
yeah,
that too now.
nah, he just be taking
But you
everybody's
know,
style. But
to
what are you
my
gonna
man
do?
Vlad's point is like, yeah, a lot of things like just because jazz isn't mainstream, right? That doesn't mean it's not profitable. And
Right,
to a certain
right.
extent, it's like now that you're not in that spotlight jazz, you can have people that are trying to be their best. Like that reminds me of you guys seen that movie Whiplash?
That
Where the
movie's
dude
yeah,
was
with
crazy.
the
That
drummer,
movie's
that's
yeah,
a right,
crazy,
and
bro.
you know what?
J.K.
So and
Simmons.
Yeah,
right,
that's
think
my
about
Yeah,
this.
dude.
Think
That's my
about
dude.
this, and that was a fire movie. He was trying to be in a jazz band, jazz quartet
yeah,
type of vibe,
Mhm.
right? So it was like that whole thing was him trying to perfect his craft and his art. So it was like
yeah,
in a certain idea or a certain mind frame. So the chase isn't about being the richest here; it's about being the best
exactly.
here.
Yeah, he
So
wasn't trying
maybe
to be
hip
a
hop,
star. He was just trying to be
right?
a
He was trying to be the
good
next, right?
artist.
New bird. So it's like if hip hop is in that same place where it's like people genuinely just want to make the best of it, then yeah, it's good because like popular music is a chase to be the most profitable in the
Exactly.
space. You
Yeah,
know what I mean? And so
and
yeah,
that's
hip
how they
hop
judge
is
you.
well, hip hop has been. So I remember talking to Tash at the Alcoholics, and he was telling us a story about how he got that first deal with Sobe or one of these companies that was giving him the free alcohol. I was like, that's great. Like you come from nothing, we drink it for
Yeah,
free, we getting a couple $100 here and there, right?
St.
I was like,
Ides, right?
it
Was
was
that
St.
that's
Ides.
what he said? Yeah, bro.
Yeah, and
I was in there for that conversation.
you thank you for picking that up because
Yup.
they really it's because of that we got like the Friday shit and homie that what was it DJ Pooh did all the
DJ
music for all
yeah,
that
Pooh,
shit.
bro.
So
Yeah.
it's like, but again, these corporations came and said, "Oh, there's money here, there's value here, and we're gonna
Right.
leverage our brand, give them free alcohol and a little bit of money, and this shit gonna blow." It's like, so
Yo.
basically, hip hop has always been this thing where people could
Oh
come in
man.
and get their bread off. You know what I mean?
yeah,
Now it's
Right.
if we're gonna come back to the artists, like it could become from a place where directly to the artists, directly to the DJs, directly to the creators, right? Who are creating things that are valuable, who
Mhm.
respect the culture, respect the art. That's who you want to buy from now. Maybe we're coming back to that where the streams are not as important. People know I gotta go buy from Muggs. I gotta buy from Vlad because you know what I
Right.
mean?
yeah.
Right.
And it's easy to be seduced by the game when you see like your peers having success by making stuff that's more available to the mainstream
For sure.
audience. You're like, oh, why don't I have the same, I don't know,
Right.
money
That
or
was a good way of
views or
saying it
whatever,
too. More available,
you
right?
know?
It's like
And then your mind starts to go, well, maybe I can make a song like this, and
Mhm.
but
So where do you fall?
that's
Where does your opinion land when it comes to okay? Would you consider what you just described compromising as an
I
artist?
don't know. I don't want to judge everyone's decision,
No,
but
I
as
hear
far
you.
as
I
I'm
hear you.
concerned, I just gravitated towards the sound of underground hip hop. When I seen the split happen in the late '90s,
Right.
I just I gravitated towards like indie hip hop, like
Mhm.
Raucous Records and stuff like that.
Right.
Right.
That's what I loved. It wasn't a decision like an ethical decision or something.
Right.
It's just what I was vibing with. And
Right.
same now. I mean, I'd rather listen to guys like you than listen to whatever's popular. I don't even know
We
these guys.
appreciate that, brother. We appreciate that. For
I
real.
mean,
Salute.
I feel weird because I used to know everything that was considered hip hop. I used to know everyone from A to Z. But
Right.
for the last decade and a half, maybe, um, I look at the like I don't know, like awards, best hip hop group, best, and I don't know any of those guys except two or three, which are
Right.
hard to miss. But and I do think they are lyrically gifted, and I do love the sounds of I don't know, some of J. Cole's stuff, and I don't know, there are mainstream artists that are still gifted lyricists, and you can appreciate that.
Right.
For sure.
But I don't know, it's just I guess it's a matter of taste after all.
Nah,
In the
yeah.
end,
Most definitely. And you know what? Listen, like you said, we're not here to knock nobody, but
Yeah.
I could see one of the indicators for me back in the day that things were changing and shifting. The overall sound was shifting was the double XL covers. You know what I'm
Okay.
saying? When the
The
freshmen,
freshman.
when the freshmen
Yeah.
first started coming out, think about it. Think about who was on those covers. It was some dudes who we consider rappers, artists who we consider heavy hitters, legends. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, yeah.
As the years went on, as the game changed, you started to see it was different people on there. You know what I'm
They
saying?
look like products.
Yeah, right. Like what do you call action figures? You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? Like, yeah, so I think that's when I started to really notice that the game was changing and that, just the overall sound was the change was being accepted. I feel like that's really what it was because the game had been changing for a while. Game had been changing for a
yeah,
while up until that point, but I feel like once
That's a
you
fact.
started seeing the double XL covers, it was a good indication that the system was accepting the change. You know what I'm
no
saying?
doubt.
And yeah, what are
And
you gonna do?
and they decided to use them to like promote whatever. I mean, look at.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
mean, I don't know, but I'm thinking about the drugs that people were rapping about
Right.
because they
Yep.
used to rap about smoking weed and stuff like that, and now it's about like Xanax and stuff that the big
Uh-huh.
corporations are selling, and I'm
Yeah,
like,
that's a good
okay,
point. That's a good point.
That's the irony. So it's like to your point to
trying to
expand on
promote
that.
like that big pharma stuff. I
Right.
mean, there's got to be some money behind that.
Oh, big money.
I'm
Well, they
100%
figured out that they
sure
could
of that.
use XXX cover, XXL
Yeah,
cover to promote a certain lifestyle, right? So before it might have
yeah,
looked like genuinely the best rappers of that year. But
Right.
then, like you said, it gets to a point where it's like we can just make them wear what we want them to wear, look the way we want them to look, and they're gonna promote the
yeah,
idea we want them to promote. Like you said, like illegal pharmaceuticals and
Yep.
you know what I mean? So yeah, now it's so messed up where it's like just same way you got branding companies that'll come in and set your house up so it looks a certain way, so people got the certain look about it and will buy it, right? Okay, we're gonna
yeah,
come in and dress you this way and tell you to do these certain things so that
For
we
sure.
get these sales on the back end, right? So
Right.
it's so manipulated. That's what's going on now.
yeah. And I mean, they do have the money to do it, so I'm sure they're doing it. I mean, just
100%.
Right.
creating products that are like walking,
There's a
talking commercials for their stuff.
It goes back
got
to the
a
Orwellian reference that you had before
Yeah,
1984. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. That's the other side of the game.
For
Now it's
real.
too much shiny stuff.
Yep.
have either of you heard
I
of that
seen it all.
DJ?
For
Have
real.
either of you
Sorry?
heard of that DJ Marshmallow?
No, I
Nah,
don't
what's
think I
that? What's
have.
There's a techno DJ Marshmallow, I think
Uh,
is his
Okay,
name. And
is he
the whole
literally
thing,
a marshmallow?
his thing, his whole shtick is like wearing a marshmallow helmet, like the Diplo,
Okay,
like the
like
like
Dead
Dead
Mouse.
Mouse.
Dead
Yeah,
Mouse.
like Dead Mouse.
Yeah,
Dead Mouse is decent though. I fuck with Dead Mouse.
Well,
yeah,
this
yeah,
the thing. This the thing. Dead Mouse is, that's a person, right? That's like not a brand. Like he didn't come
Right.
out. So it's the conversation of like he said, like there got to a time where he didn't say, "Oh, I'm going to split this way and make music because this would be the way it's going to make me money." No, he chose the way of like this is where my heart is.
Right.
There's
yeah,
other people like the Marshmallow guy seems to have said, "No, I'm going to link with a business and we're going to figure out how to make this the most money." You know what I mean? So
Okay. Right.
yeah,
Marshmallow, when you look it up, is tied to just an LLC, and the LLC is just about creating musical experiences, quote unquote. So it's like for them, it's a business, right? They said we're gonna put this guy in a helmet, promote these techno sounds, make
Right.
the best branding we can, and now
exactly. That's what it's come to.
you know what I mean? It's not even about the music; it's about the
Yeah.
branding associated with this marshmallow face, and it's so ubiquitous with fun, and so now people have. It's just a cycle now, and so to the point we're making, it's like They figured out, no, we're just gonna use this music and go the money way, the business corporate
Yeah.
way.
It's not gonna be a dude anymore in a couple of years. It's gonna be just straight up AI and just
That's they're
You
trying
heard
it.
make it
about
You
say
this?
seen
You
the
whatever
heard
the
DJ
about it.
Mecca?
They signed it.
Mecca.
They
You seen the
signed the
songs?
AI Act, bro.
Yeah.
They signed the AI Act. My thing is like, how does that even? How does that work? How does that work?
Yeah.
They'll make the music easily. An AI can make the beat, and another AI voice can imitate
Right.
any artist.
But where am I at as a human being, right?
Just a consumer, Mugs.
Like,
That's what we
They got
that's what they want us
platforms
to
now.
be.
You know the dudes where like
Yeah.
everybody's the dude. You know the dudes that pay for like the OnlyFans. They got fake OnlyFans now, where it's like it's an AI that generates the
Yeah.
images
Oh
and the
my
voices and the
God.
content. So it's like AI will
scary.
definitely. It's scary
It
as hell. You
is,
think
yeah.
you talking to
Yo.
a chick? You talking to a computer? You talking to a server somewhere? So
Yo.
thing about it now is like we're in a future where AI it can make the best copy or its version of the best copy of the thing, but it can't create you. Like it won't be able to make the branding and the
Yeah.
person behind it. So there's no Vlad there's no Muggs there's no guru behind the music.
Right.
And in a future where everything could be so carbon copied, people will look for the person behind it. The value is the person behind it. You know
Yeah,
what I mean?
hopefully, yeah.
So what are you
It
saying?
will.
That eventually the
Think about this.
superstars are going to be the AI, the dudes who run the AI?
No, what I'm saying is AI will be able to make okay, so you make a song and AI makes a song. And AI can make 1,000 different songs, 1,000 variations, but now the value isn't in the song no more, it's in the person. If a computer can make
Yeah.
100 songs,
Right.
the value ain't in the song no more. Because I can easily go listen to
Right.
that song, I can easily go listen to a computer. The value will be in the connection between the person.
Okay.
Because that's the one thing the AI can't do. It can't build a brand backed by a person that people can connect to.
Right. There's no human
People don't
connection
connect to
there.
computers.
There's no human energy.
Exactly. Yeah.
Right.
People
Now, I
don't
agree with
connect
that.
to computers. They connect to the
with that.
people behind the computer. You know what I mean?
Got you. All right. So back to the main street.
Yeah.
Rapper, DJ. What came first?
Well, I think making beats actually.
Oh, all
I
right.
think that was first.
Production came first. All right.
Yeah.
What was your first? I'll ask all the
sampling
producers this.
and
What was your first piece of equipment? I ask all the producers this. They've been on the show.
man, I started using a computer actually
Dope.
because you couldn't find any like MPCs like
The
I
hardware,
said.
right?
It was like 98, I guess, something like that.
Right.
Yeah, and I had a computer because my mom used to work like a I don't know, I can't find a term, like a
Secretary?
cyber scientist or something. No,
Okay. All
she
right.
was like
like
a
IT,
computer
like-
specialist. Like
Got
Okay,
you.
yeah.
since back in the days, I grew up with like those
Got you.
ancient computers ever
Ones and
since I was a kid.
zeros. Ones and
Okay.
zeros.
Yeah. Used to have like a computer like big that like the whole room was a
No
computer.
shit. That's dope.
Like
Damn.
That's
back
how
in the
big they
80s
were.
and
That's a
stuff like that.
Damn.
And they did buy a computer for the house very early, you know.
Right.
And I had access. I found a software that could sample actually, and
That's dope.
I could make like drum sequences. I knew how you were supposed to make a hip hop beat. I just didn't have the hardware to do it. You know, like
you got the
search for
blueprint. You just didn't
samples.
have the hardware.
Search for a sample. I used to look for like on songs wherever they like leave a empty kick or a snare and steal that.
Snatch that shit up. Fact.
Snatch that shit. You know, from hip hop songs mostly because it was hard finding breaks and stuff like that.
Right. No, I hear you. That's
So
dope.
that's how we
dope, man.
started. And for Romania, those were like people were like they didn't have sample based beats. They used to make it on synthetic MIDI stuff like that, and it sounded like crap. I mean, it sounded like I don't know,
Like
basic
kid stuff,
shit.
like kid
Yeah.
yeah, I know what you mean, like
And,
game sounds almost.
When they heard like that I was using samples and shit, it sounded like the stuff we were listening to from from the West, and we're like, how the
Right.
fuck are you doing this?
Just flipping
I'm
them.
like, yeah.
Nah, that's dope, bro.
Yeah.
So production came first.
Production, some basic shit. I mean, don't imagine.
No. Of course. But you know, the love, the.
But it grew from there. It did
Right.
grow from there. And then, you know, I mean, as far as rapping, I also felt that we could do better.
Okay.
I mean, I was giving them beats and were like, oh, that's how you're gonna rap on it.
Right, like
No.
yeah. So you said, let me do it myself. Let me do it myself. I hear that.
Yeah, and again, like created a style that was, you know, updated and more closer to what we were hearing from,
Right.
you know, the West and stuff.
Right.
And people also appreciated that, and you know, they've been following me ever since.
For sure. Nah, yo, I can appreciate that, man. And it's like, you know, it all ties back, bro. Everything that I hear
Yeah.
you say, it for me, it all ties back to it's like, you know, it's this thing, this music thing, it's a feeling, it's an inclination, it's an instinct that we get.
Yeah,
You know what I'm saying? And the fact that we could all share it, and the fact that, you know, me and Guru getting on the song and the song making it to you and you being like,
true.
nah, this is fire. Let me put this on the list. And then me seeing it,
Yeah,
it's all just like, you know, it's an ecosystem that I'm proud to be a part of. You know what I'm saying? And
because
we
I'm looking
appreciate
through
you.
like
Real talk.
hundreds of songs weekly
I bet.
to make a
I
playlist.
bet, bro.
You know,
I bet.
and you know, there's a lot of whack stuff out there. I mean, the thing is, I hear is like, oh, sometimes I like, oh fuck, I don't want to do this anymore.
Yo,
But
no,
it's worth
for
it.
real.
It's worth it whenever I hear like someone just
Listen,
rip it.
just know that dudes like us appreciate dudes
Yeah,
like you, bro, because it's like,
thank you.
you gotta understand, man. We took a hiatus. The pandemic
Yeah,
came around, and we took 2 years off, and
okay.
it it was needed. It was needed. You know what I'm saying? For me personally, I can say it was needed. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
But at the same time, that was really the worst time to take time, because everybody was in the
yeah,
house. Everybody was in the house, bro. Everybody was listening. Everybody was buying things. It was the
That's a fact.
worst time to take off. You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
So
yeah,
we
yeah,
just getting back into okay, like we just getting back into okay, we gonna it wasn't ever we're not rapping
yeah.
no more. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know. We did take hiatuses too. I know
Right. You know what
how
I'm
that
saying?
goes.
So it's like you got to get back on the same page with everybody. We took the time off, and you know, for people who don't know, in anything, in sports, in music, and entertainment, when you're in a group, when you're in a duo, you got to be on the same page. You know what I'm saying? So we
Yeah,
took the time off. We had to take time to get back on the same page, get our personal lives back synced on the same page, and start taking sync steps. You know what I'm saying? So now that's what we're doing with this. And you know, we just appreciate it, bro. So for you to have that's the first project we dropped in 2 years. You know what I'm saying?
yeah.
So for you to have seen it, heard it, liked it, put it somewhere, that's a big thing for us. You know what I'm saying?
But I played from
Yeah.
the projects before. I mean, I did play your older joints when they came out.
Right. Now I
Love them.
remember. I appreciate
Yeah,
that, bro. We really do, man. We put a
yeah,
lot into it. But now you know what? It's like
yeah.
because some dudes it doesn't work like that, bro. You take the time off and you can't get back in. You know what I'm
I
saying?
remembered you guys when I seen like a new release. I was like, yeah,
Yo, I appreciate that,
let's
brother.
get it. There are certain names where when they see there's a new release, there's gonna be some fire
Some
on them.
fire on there
Like
now.
there's
Facts.
yeah,
To
yeah,
Muggs' point too is like we had the time off and did what we did, but to know that yeah, our energy is still felt. For example, we put out the
Right.
15 projects that year, and then on Reddit there was some random poll of like 300 people polled like the iceberg of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? And our name is on
okay,
there. So it was like for 300 people to say like yeah, we worth being on this iceberg with other names. It was like okay, bet. So
Right.
shit like that tells me we on the right track. It's like the
yeah,
money's
yeah.
coming, but it's like nah, I rap because people resonate. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And let me tell you my story because I have a similar story.
For
I
sure.
On December 8th, it's like the anniversary 10 years since my first and last solo album.
Mm. Okay.
Because it was they consider it a classic, and a lot of people say it's the best album in Romanian hip hop,
That's dope.
or
That's dope.
most
That's
of them put them
fire.
in their top 3.
Right.
And like everybody's wondering why I haven't followed up on that, why I haven't made
Mm-hmm.
another album. I did make collabos and stuff
Right.
all the time. I did make the Mic Check show, after that the Night Check show,
Right.
and I was busy, creating my business and
We're gonna get into that. I can't wait to talk about that.
yeah.
I can't wait to talk about that.
But uh, right now, the 10-year anniversary, I rented like a club which has 500 people capacity.
Nice.
I knew there were gonna be a lot of people showing up, so I rented it for 8th and 9th of December.
Mm.
So I put the tickets on sale, and they sold out like I guess 20 hours. It was a
Let's
record for
go.
the. It was an all-time
Let's go.
That's awesome,
sales
man.
record for them, and they also sold out the next evening.
Mm.
So 8th and 9th are both sold out,
Back to
and
back.
I wanted to take the 10th of December too, but it's taken. It's not free. I would have sold that out as well.
You did 3 back
And
to
I'm like,
back.
I'm fucking impressed, and I'm motivated, and I'm ready to work on another album right now,
Oh, that's fire.
because
That's awesome.
the restaurant business is I took a step back and I'm letting some other people handle it. So
Right.
like some managers.
Right.
And now I have finally, after years of working on that, I have time for music, and it feels
Hmm.
amazing. And the way people that have been reacting, it's like, I mean, I wasn't expecting that. I
Right.
forgot how good it feels. Like,
It's almost like you didn't know that they were waiting for you. You know what I'm saying?
yeah, yeah. I knew there were some people waiting, but I mean,
Right.
even like mainstream artists was like, yo, you
Whoa.
know,
It's confirmation that it resonated with some people. That first project resonated.
yeah,
So it's
That's dope.
yeah,
confirmation
yeah,
that, yeah.
Nah, yeah, I can appreciate that, bro. Like, yeah, man, for real. All right, so sold out 2 back to back in less than 48 hours. That's dope, man. That's a big
yeah.
deal, bro. That's a big deal. You
Yes,
know
it
what I'm
is.
saying? For
And one
I'm
day we
sure.
fucking
coming out
amazed
there.
by it.
Rob Pack and Romaine, let's go.
Yo, nah, I wish we could be out there for that. I wish we could be out there for that.
One day.
We're
We're
gonna
gonna
get
pull
out
up
there.
one
Yeah,
day.
me
We're
too.
We're
gonna
gonna get
make it
out there
happen.
for
That's a fact.
sure. Say less.
I did try to. I worked. I mean, on bringing a lot of groups to Romania. Like I bought first. I brought Jedi Mind Tricks, Master Ace,
Woo!
Dope. That's
Dilated
dope.
Peoples, DJ Revolution, uh, Grand Wizard Theodore. Then I worked for a festival to do the lineup. I bought KRS One, Mob Deep.
What years was
Mm,
this? At what period were you doing?
Jedi Mind Tricks was 2007, I think.
nice.
Okay.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Nice.
but
It was not
I
even too
didn't.
long ago.
I put my own money up, and I always wound up losing. I made like bank loans to cover the losses and stuff like that. So I
Right.
said, "Fuck that."
Right.
Well, let me
Nah,
ask you
yeah.
a question
I'm gonna
about
go to
that.
Bulgaria and enjoy the fucking show and not have to pay thousands of fucking
For
euros to
real. You
see
get
my
paid.
favorite band.
Let me
Right
ask you
Yeah,
now.
that in terms of like for people that might hear that and go, "Oh, I'm trying to put together my own shows." Like, what was the money
yeah,
lost on like facilitating the artist getting there, or what did you end up
yeah. I
losing money?
mean, their fees was like, I mean, there was nothing exaggerated about them and
Right.
their conditions, but
Right.
I guess I
Was it
mean, in
transportation? Was
Romania,
it booking the venue,
no, just their fees mostly, but
Right.
the artist fees?
all of it as a whole. It just
Right.
didn't make the bottom line was not okay for
Right.
us.
It doesn't make
I feel
But
you.
financial sense. I hear
yeah,
that.
because the people they're more enthusiastic. I mean, they like and they know us more than the US
Right.
rappers.
Okay, I
I'm
get
trying to
that.
pro-
I get
I'm
that.
trying to promote like especially the underground, and there is a movement and there are people like that want to see them, but it doesn't pan out actually.
Right. So
You know?
basically you'd be better off getting artists from Romania and Eastern Europe to come and do a big festival that would be more
Yeah,
profitable
just
for you.
Romania mostly
More
because
Romania.
there's the
Okay.
language barrier.
Got you.
I mean, they're more likely to understand what we rap about.
Hmm.
It's more about stuff that's going on over here.
Right.
Maybe I don't know.
Nah,
They
yo, it
connect
makes
more.
sense. It makes sense. It's
You
like you
know,
said, it's a deeper connection. That makes sense.
like
I would be
that's
interested in
that's what
seeing
I.
if I did marketing, like if I marketed ROT for a year in Romania, our music, and then it's like, oh, now I might have gained a
Yeah,
surge of people that are interested in hearing that and seeing that. So it's
yeah,
like you don't just bring an artist, you take like 6 months to a year to market in Romania. You know what I mean?
Right.
yeah. To give another example, like Ari the Rugged Man was here
Mm.
for last Saturday, and
All right.
I DJ'd as an opening act,
Dope.
and I didn't know what to expect. There can be like I don't know 100 people. There can be like 1,000.
Right. 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 Right.
And there were like I guess 400 people. The
Nice.
show was
Okay,
live, super live,
That's dope.
that's what's up.
and yeah, Ari was kind of pissed after that because he was thinking the promoter lied to him because the promoter said that there might not be a lot of people at the show and he's taking a risk, maybe negotiated a smaller fee.
Aha.
But I know the promoter and he's a good dude and he wouldn't do that,
Listen,
you know.
but you know
And
what? You gotta he already gotta understand, bro. I don't
yeah,
know how many people. It's not certain how many people gonna show
I
up.
mean,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah, and much love for Ari, of course, but none of the times that I took a loss, the artist never came and said, "Yo, there were fewer people.
Right.
Let's have a smaller fee. It's
Right. Right.
okay."
Right.
No, they
Right.
wanted their money.
Yeah. Now they want their bread
So
regardless. That's a fact.
yeah, and it's understandable.
Listen, I could tell
But
you a story about a time we were supposed to open up for Lazy Bone of the Bone Thugs.
okay,
Guru wasn't in town. I don't know where he was, but it was me and my bro, and we went to the shit in Brooklyn in the middle of a snowstorm. You know what I'm
yeah,
saying? I'm like, first of all, I live probably 80 miles from the venue, right?
Okay.
So I make my way down there. We almost crashed the car getting off the highway. I get to the spot. Lazy Bones there, right? He's upstairs. He's smoking weed all night. We downstairs because we unknown rappers. They don't let us in the green room. Whatever the case, whatever. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Come to find out, nobody shows up. A fucking snowstorm. Nobody shows up. Right? Maybe 5 people are there. Lazy
Yeah.
Bone waits to the end of the night, takes his money and leaves. You know what I'm saying? So it's like
Yeah, he was there.
shows play out like
Shit
that.
happens, yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So I've seen, to speak to what you're saying, I've seen that personally. You know what I'm saying? Shows play out like that, bro. There's nothing you can do about it.
Let me ask you a question,
You know?
Vlad. So in terms of like, let's say you brought out the artist, was there ever any other brands like covering some of this, or is it always you getting a bank loan? Like, could it be like, so and so
Yeah,
maybe
with
gave
the
me?
festivals where I did like the booking for the festival, it was their bread. It wasn't
Right.
It
my
was a
money
festival.
involved.
Because I'd be interested in saying like, hey, what if I can get a couple sponsors that would pay,
Yeah.
right? Or you know what I mean? Because their interest, the sponsors, like, hey, I'm gonna get my brand all over this event,
Yeah,
right?
that's a way to
Right.
do it. I mean,
Okay,
the industry and the stage, the scene has evolved from back then.
right,
Maybe
right.
there are fewer underground hip hop fans than there were in like the late 2000s.
Mhm.
There's fewer, you said.
But yeah,
Mm.
unfortunately, I
I can
mean,
see that.
most of the young generation listens to rap music and stuff like that. They
Right.
wouldn't know and
Right.
wouldn't be able to appreciate what we're doing.
They're into the drill shit. Everybody's into the drill. Listen, it is what it is.
Yeah,
It's the
yeah,
wave. It's the wave right now.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
But
Of
there's
course, and
not.
every
Is,
generation must have its music. I mean,
Right.
it's not
For
that
sure.
right.
this is
Every
the way.
generation must have their
That's
music.
how it
So is there
goes.
not 100, 150 people?
I guess there would be. Yeah, depends
Yeah.
on how you sell them the show. You know.
Yeah. There you go.
For
That's what it's
sure.
about.
For
Yeah.
sure. All right, man. Listen, I've been really wanting to ask you about this. You own a restaurant, and I looked at the Instagram. Some of
And he's
that
a big
yo,
foodie.
bro,
He's a
that
big foodie.
food looks
Yeah, that's some good food.
fire, bruh.
Thank you.
Tell me
He's a
about.
foodie.
I
We gotta
want
go
to know from the day you had the idea
Yeah.
to how you built it. I want to know everything. You know what I'm saying? Tell me how that was, what the experience is like. I'm just super interested in, because I really appreciate it when I see somebody,
Especially
who
artists.
I met through music. You know what I'm
Right.
Yeah.
saying? Who I
Like an
met through
artist, a
music,
creative.
able to take the whatever the fire was in them for the music and transfer
Right.
that to the business world. That is one of the most inspiring things I've ever seen. So yeah, please let me know just
Yeah,
from the beginning.
I
that's
agree.
what I
Facts.
wanted to do because the music stuff. You're here today, maybe tomorrow they're not
Right,
gonna like anything,
right.
and I didn't want to live with that fear
Mm-hmm.
and that pressure. That okay, my next song they're not gonna like it,
Right.
and what am I gonna do?
I
Uh,
hear that.
so I had some, money set aside,
Mm-hmm.
and I was thinking, okay, let's try and open up a business. And I thought it was a good idea. I should have been more careful, but I didn't see in Bucharest like a soup place, like we would have various soups and stuff like that.
Right.
And I thought it was a good idea, but this restaurant domain is probably one of the hardest
I hear that, man.
businesses you can get
I hear
into.
that, bro.
Right. In any country, that's a fact.
Right.
Yeah, and it took all my time, all my money, all my energy, and
Mhm.
I wasn't expecting that, but I wasn't able to do music for a long,
Yeah, you said it
long
was a
time.
10-year hiatus almost. You're just getting back to it now,
Yeah,
right?
yeah. I mean, I still toured all the time
Right.
because my other band members, they blew up even more than me. I mean,
Dope.
everybody knows them. They blew up on a mainstream level,
Right.
actually,
But
and
they
I tour
still
with
pull you,
them.
they take you on the tours and you
Yeah,
do the tours with
yeah,
them.
yeah,
That's
yeah,
dope. That's dope.
yeah. We still have songs together and stuff,
Okay.
and I also DJ. I tour a lot as a DJ.
Right. Right.
So I still had that to keep me connected. Plus the show Night Check, it helped
Right.
me a lot, to
I'm
stay
sure.
connected to the music.
You take one day out the
But
week and you're able to do that, right?
yeah,
Yeah, nah, for real.
and we actually shut down the restaurant right now. We just kept for now a kitchen and a delivery
Okay.
service,
Okay.
and we might come back to it. But now, right now, no matter what, I just want to do music.
Right.
I got some new associates that are more specialized in the restaurant business, and they're taking better care of the
Okay.
brand right now than I could have ever done it.
That's ideal
And
though, man. That's ideal.
yeah,
Especially in this world, you can really get it rocking with deliveries. I don't know how it goes in your
yeah,
city, right?
yeah,
But
no doubt.
right,
Yeah,
yeah.
For sure. It's funny because me and Guru were having a similar conversation. Like, I'm a DIY guy, right?
yeah,
if I could learn about it within reason, I'm gonna want to at least try to do it myself, right? And we're talking, hypotheticals,
Yeah,
eventuals, like, yo, well, what happens? He goes, listen, I understand you want to do everything, but what happens when, we're getting contracted to do things and we got to be places and dot dot dot. You can't take the time to do all this stuff. Will you hire somebody else to do it? And yeah, no, I agree to that. You know what I'm saying? But it just goes to it speaks to what you were saying. Like sometimes when you
Right.
get to a certain level with something you've created, sometimes you got to step
yeah.
back and let somebody else. You know what I'm saying? Pick
And
up
you
Like
pick
he
have
up
to
the
just
be
said,
honest
reins.
with
now he can
yourself.
make music, right? Now he
Right.
can make
Yeah,
music. Now he's freer. So it's like you only
yeah,
got those 24 hours.
Mhm.
If I can pay somebody who's going to be better to sit in this seat, that's what I got to do. That's the
Right.
no doubt.
best option. You're
And you
going to
have
end up
to.
sitting in a seat and making that job bad. You know what I mean?
What
Right.
I learned in the last couple of years is that it's very important for you to be honest with yourself and know your
Mhm.
strong points, but also your weak points,
Okay.
and just like fire yourself from the jobs that you're not doing well,
Mhm.
and
Hold
just
on,
get someone
that was
else.
powerful. If I'm because a
That
lot of
was
people just
good.
go, "What am I good at?"
That
But
was
let me
good.
say, "What am
Yeah,
I bad at?" And if I'm really
yeah,
truly
yeah,
bad at, it, I'm not gonna put enough time to making myself better. Then it's all right to go get somebody that's better at it.
Mm.
That's a
exactly,
fact.
yeah.
That's a fact.
And also just like don't be scared to like share the bag with someone else. Like
Right.
for example, me, I never had any merch because I always said, "Oh, I'll do the merch," and I never did it.
Right.
So now I
Right.
just, I just spoke to some people that I knew that they're about their business, they're good at what they're doing, and I'm splitting them 50-50. So it's better to have half of something than to have 100%
Of
Of
from
nothing.
nothing,
Woo, yo,
you
you
know?
dropping
I've heard
gems
that
right
before
now,
too.
boy.
And
Yeah,
Dropping them
there's
gems.
points to both sides. I truly believe that though. It's like because I only have 24 hours because I might have to do family things, do other things, right?
yeah,
Because you guys spend time with the podcast because we got to make music. It, I'd
exactly.
rather spend somebody, right? What if it means 10%, 20%, depending on the deal?
Exactly.
It makes sense to you to go 50-50. If you still have that time to allocate to the things you really need to go do, it makes sense.
Plus, if you do too much stuff, you're not going to be able to do it well.
There
Right.
you go.
Yo,
You spread yourself
you
too
water it
thin.
down. You
Yeah,
water
no
yourself
doubt.
down.
I
I
mean,
agree.
I lived that, so I can vouch for that. That's
Right.
true,
Nah, I hear that, bro.
I couldn't concentrate on like writing the best stuff I could write if my mind was on like paying bills for the restaurant and stuff like that.
Right.
So
Or
I
what the menu's
Right,
gonna
right,
be, or
yeah,
payroll or
whatever.
something like that.
Every fucking
right.
morning there was like a message on my phone that something was going wrong.
That's real talk.
Yeah, and
Yo,
now every morning I wake
you
up
guys
and I
hear me?
think of like, I don't know, a punchline or something like that, or like some stuff to
Right.
do. That's what I wanted. I mean, I don't even care if it doesn't work with out with the restaurant and I lose everything I have there because the music's all I care about. And it's actually, it took me a while, but it's actually my best source of income. And
The
it's cool
music
that I can,
is
is yeah, and it's
okay.
cool
That's
that I can
awesome.
sit here, and just like write something, get a beat, or maybe make one myself, and just put it out there and make money from nothing, basically, just from my
Yeah.
what I have in my mind. You
So
know?
even the fact that you have the restaurant, you're at a point where if the restaurant isn't there, you'll still be all right to generate
Yeah,
cash flow.
yeah, yeah,
That's
yeah. I just
beautiful too. Like, cause you're not stressing, you know?
yeah, it was actually a long process to come to that conclusion, but yeah, I should have made this decision a while ago. Just go with the music and stuff that's related. Like I said, merch and like we're also big on like having contracts with sponsors, like
Okay. Tell me
big
about that.
companies. Well, having a lot of followers on Instagram and stuff like that, there's a lot of people following, and then there are companies approaching you, like I don't know,
Okay, right.
Pepsi and stuff like that, to like just post and do stuff like that. It's
Right.
not. I mean, I try to explain. It's not
Sponsorships,
really.
kind of, yeah.
Yeah, sponsorships. Like even the show when we were on the radio, we were sponsored by Burn Energy Drink. It
Okay.
was like a
Right.
division of Coca-Cola back in the day.
I really think that's how you get a lot of those bills paid, right? Like you can pay yourself, you pay for some of the operational stuff.
Yeah,
Um,
listen, we
yeah.
were like a main act on the main stage at one of the largest festivals in Romania this summer.
Okay.
And I played the live show with my crew, got paid, and then the next day I was on stage with like one of the biggest delivery companies. They had a cooking stage,
Mm,
like a small cooking stage at the
mm.
same festival, and I just stood there and while some friends were cooking, and I got paid more to stay on that stage, to be on that stage, than I got paid
Got
for
paid
the.
more from the sponsor stage.
Yeah, yeah,
That's dope, man. So there's two. So as a creator, as a creative, you're saying, okay, you went all in on the music, right? You got the
yeah,
merch rocking the music, some contracts because you have enough social media presence. So there's
yeah,
the contract money, and then when it goes to the festival stuff, there could be different stages you could get paid from. So it's the artist stage, but also if there's a sponsor
yeah, and even
stage.
posting on Instagram and stuff like that. I don't know. That's a very good source of income, and it's not in congruence with the music necessarily, but people understand that it's just like it's not.
Sponsorship posting. What are you talking
Yeah,
about?
yeah, yeah,
Oh yeah.
yeah,
I think that's important because we're in the phase where you can get paid and build that momentum for your music and for your brand where other
yeah,
brands and other people want to pay, right? So that's something we're looking into now and taking it serious.
yeah,
But to
and
speak to you, good.
that you don't have to sacrifice like your music and stuff like that. I mean, I can get bread from like Coca-Cola or something and still play Revenge of the Truants on my show, you know? I mean,
Right.
they're not
Okay.
telling me what to do, just want me
Right.
to, I don't know, have a post with a glass of Coke and that's it, you know? I can
Yeah.
go on with my art and everything.
I can
You know?
appreciate
And
how
also
you
use
have
that
that
money to
balance.
like build in this direction, you know?
For sure.
Right. I
That's
could
dope.
appreciate that balance, man. And that's something that, in terms of doing shows and going, because like we set up our own way to London and we went to these different
Oh,
spots in
cool.
different towns. We want to continue that in the coming years. I've been building it with my guys. Shouts to Rap Mints, where we're trying to put on more shows. If I can
Facts.
find sponsors to pay portion
Yeah.
of whatever we put together, I think that would be the move,
Right. Rap mints in Romania would be wild.
That'd be
Yeah.
fire. And
That'd
then
be
they would
wild.
pay to put up some money, and now we could
Facts.
reach out to Vlad and be, okay, where can we go? What can we do? You know what I
Right.
mean?
What
How can
venues can
we
we put together? Facts.
can lock
We
in
might
with
set
you?
something up. Yeah. I could hook you up with some,
I mean, yeah,
I don't
we
know, booking agent.
appreciate that. Shit. That'd be a blessing, man.
And we
We
trying to
trying to
build with you. So it's
for
like anything we
sure.
do
No
is like
doubt.
you our guy over there. You know what I mean?
For sure.
Cool.
You know? But yeah, man. Okay, so I noticed that you mentioned J.K. Simmons by name.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
would lead me to think that me and you have another common thread, which would be movies. Are you a movie buff, bro?
Yeah, more or less, yeah. I
Okay.
mean,
All right.
I don't watch everything that's
Well,
coming
no, no,
out,
no, no, no.
but
But you like what you like, though. You like what you like.
yeah, no doubt.
All
Yeah.
right. What's your favorite action movie all time?
Oh
That's
man,
a hard
that's
one,
so
I
so
know.
hard, man. I don't know. I don't know if it classifies as an action movie, but I recently rewatched They Live by John
Ooh,
Carpenter.
Son,
that's
son,
Guru. That's
that's the
You know
Guru's
that
shit,
one. That's
one?
one of
son.
Guru's
That
favorites.
that's
That's one of
actually
my
I think
favorite
that's one
movies,
of the,
dog.
if not the longest fight scene in a movie.
Yo, that's a fact. Yo, they whipped each other ass for like 10
Yeah,
minutes, son. You ain't never seen 10 minutes, and you
Yo,
thought they
because
was
the
gonna
main
stop. They
character,
kept
the
going.
dude that played the main character was a
Roddy
wrestler,
yep,
Piper, yeah,
Roddy
and my
Piper,
Roddy
man.
Piper. Yeah,
What's the black dude's name? Yo, he's in a bunch of
yeah.
Keith
different shit.
David, bro.
Keith
Keith
David,
David.
Keith
Yeah,
David.
yeah.
Yep, he's. You
Yo,
that
know
guy's
what?
a
Vlad, you my
legend.
guy for that,
How
Vlad.
about
Real
this?
talk.
Keith David is the voice of Goliath in the
Yeah, yeah.
Gargoyles, bro.
No, they.
You know what? That's a
I
fact.
just
Yeah, you
happened to
could. Yeah,
see.
now you say his name. Yeah, I can hear it.
Yeah. I just happened to see a post on Instagram today. They said that
Yo,
Keith David is the voice of like over 80
can you
characters,
believe
like
that?
Yo,
famous
he's that dude,
cartoon.
bro.
He
Yo,
was in the Lion King and stuff like
I
that.
didn't know
I
that.
think he was
I
an
didn't know
evil
that.
lion or
Listen,
something,
shouts to Keith David.
tiger or
He's getting
whatever.
his bag, man. But you know
Oh
what?
yeah,
That movie is fire because, and oh man, I fuck with you, but that movie is fire because it kind of shows like, yeah,
the
the hidden
message is
hand of things.
incredible, and it's
Have
Hell
you ever seen the
even
yeah.
movie
more.
The Network? That's another one from like the 70s. The Network.
Oh, where the dude goes on
Oh
the
yeah, yeah,
rant.
with the TV
Yo,
station when
yes.
he
Oh
says
my
he's gonna
God.
kill
Your man
himself.
said, "Wake up." Yeah, crazy,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
crazy.
I
Yo.
seen that. I heard that sample in a lot of songs. That speech that he gives
Yup,
on
Yeah, I got
TV.
a song
yup.
called The Tube where the visual for it I put They Live, but the samples are from The
Alright.
Network. That's fire. Yeah.
Yo,
Yeah,
bro.
that's a dope connection. Yeah.
That's crazy. So They Live. You know what the funny thing is about that movie? I remember. So a lot of my movies that I remember as classics that I hold dear, I
They
saw
don't
on like
hold out. Remember?
right. I saw
Yeah,
on like channel 11 on a Saturday.
yeah,
You know what I'm saying? So They
Or like
Live was
free, right? Yeah,
right on
yeah.
channel 9, or you know what I'm talking about. Like channel 9,
Basic
they
channels.
just
Yeah.
it's a matinee from fucking 12 in the afternoon till 6 at night. They run these classic movies, right? And I remember being
yeah,
a kid and watching that movie. My dad was watching. I must have came in and my dad was watching the shit, and I sat down and I watched it. And you know what? As a kid, you just don't understand like why the good guy's dying in the end. You know what I'm saying? I'm
yeah,
like, yo, how the hell he did all of this wavy shit only to get shot by The bitch that, you know what I'm saying, tricked them or whatever. But it's like,
That's
yo,
so real of life. I feel like
it's when you
that's
get
so real of
older.
life.
On the other
You get
hand,
older. Yeah.
when you
That's
get
how it
older,
goes.
you realize that you got to stand for something, or you gonna fall for anything. You know what
Yo,
I'm
True.
two
saying?
things about that.
So
Okay, so the first thing, his scene, when you talking about they fought for so long, you know
right.
what I think about when I see that? How hard is it to convince somebody? Like they think they know what the world is. You trying to tell them, no, I'm trying to just open your eyes to some new reality. It could be a family member. Like you have to spend so long fighting them, and they had a physical fight. Now, it might not be a physical fight you have, but imagine how hard it is to convince somebody that they're wrong or something
Metaphorically.
they believe. Right. So in that joint, he literally had to beat his ass to get him to wear those glasses. So that's one thing.
Bruh.
And then at the very end, it's like I remember everybody got to see the people for what they really were. So homeboy was with the chick, and the chick turned to
Because he
the
destroyed the satellite. He
Yeah.
shot the
right.
satellite.
So
Yeah,
everybody's
yeah,
like
yeah,
in the bar, they see the aliens. Homeboy sleeping with the chick, you see the aliens.
Yeah.
It's like you wake up, it's like there's no going back from that. So it's like that movie had a
Damn.
bunch of different moments like that.
That's true.
Yeah, that was a deep movie. When I was a kid, I used to love it for the fight scenes and stuff like that, and the aliens.
Yup.
But you know, I seen it later, and I'm like, okay,
Like, damn, it had a crazy meaning to it. Because it's like, yo, in the beginning of the movie, they're fucked up. Like, he's
Yeah.
some drifter. He come into town. He don't got no bread. He got to go to the homeless shelter. The homeless shelter like, nah, we can't help you. You got to go get a job at the construction site. He like, yo,
Yeah.
they was down. And then the cops is raiding everybody. I'm like, yo, this is a real metaphor, bro.
That's
It's
like
a real
life now.
metaphor.
That's America now, though.
I mean,
you
listen.
think they
bunch
would
of
be able to do the
homeless and
movie
drifters.
now? Like,
That's life right
Um,
now. We got homeless and drifters.
I
We
don't
got
know if
people
it'll
with
be
no job.
received as well. I don't know if it would. I feel like, okay. See, I don't know how well it was received back then when it came out. I
yeah,
don't think it was a massive hit. I don't think people were like, oh,
probably not. Yeah,
You know, I think it was our generation who were like,
Yeah, I think it's a cult classic. I don't think it
nah,
was
this
super
was
popular.
crazy. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm trying to think of a couple other cult classic movies.
yeah. I don't think it was a hit back then. I
Right,
know
you
about
know?
The Thing, another John Carpenter movie. The Thing that flopped and it received very poor reviews
But that
when it
shit is
came out.
fire. The Kurt
And
Russell
that
one
shit
is
is a
fire,
classic.
bro. I'm not gonna lie
Yeah,
to you.
yeah, yeah.
That one's good. If if we
Pete
in the
David's
vein,
also in it.
he is, isn't he?
Yeah,
Yo,
yeah.
him and Carpenter must be like this at some point.
That's what I love. That some directors they do have a couple of actors that they always work with, and they always put them in their movies.
like Quentin Tarantino and Samuel L. Jackson.
Yeah,
Right,
yeah,
right,
yeah.
right. So in the same John Carpenter vein, John Carpenter Vampires is one of my favorite movies. I don't know if you guys have seen that
I
movie.
don't think I ever seen that.
Because you know what? It wasn't.
Vampires.
Yeah, it's just called John
Okay.
Carpenter's Vampires. James Woods is in it.
Damn.
He's the lead vampire hunter, and one of the Baldwins. It's not Billy Baldwin. It's definitely not Alec Baldwin. One of the Baldwin brothers, Danny Baldwin,
Okay.
maybe one of the Baldwin brothers is in it. And yeah, it's just some vampire shit, but it's dope. It's like, it's a bad movie, but it's a good movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know
Like,
the type.
it's a
Yeah.
bad movie, but it's really a good movie. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, I know
John
what you mean.
Carpenter. I'm trying to think. So, okay, first of all, did you guys know? I'm gonna ask both of you this. That Die
Yeah.
Hard. Do you consider Die Hard a Christmas movie?
Well, yeah, sort of, because
It
takes place during Christmas,
and
right?
I'm like, a Christmas movie, but I guess it is. I guess it
You
is
said
kind of
it's
a Christmas.
Die Hard, a Christmas
If,
movie.
be, yeah.
if you look on the list of most watched Christmas movies,
Christmas movies.
Die Hard is there, bro. And I don't,
So
you
Yeah.
know, like,
So like,
No,
let me
Romanians
ask
fuck
you
with
this:
Home
like,
Alone.
if right, like,
In
so
Romania, it's Home Alone everywhere.
if I
on
watch,
TV,
like,
on-
if everybody started watching like Black Panther on Christmas, like just everybody watch Black Panther on Christmas, does that become a Christmas movie?
no, but
Because
okay.
you know what I mean?
The argument,
Is it?
the
am I
argument
asking-
of Die Hard being a Christmas movie is it takes place during Christmas. A lot of the score is Christmas based. You know
so
what I'm
it
saying?
has nothing
Other
to
than
do with the
that,
fact
nothing.
that
Right.
So it has to be. I'm just checking out the ground rules. It doesn't have the fact that we watch it constantly that day. It's the music that makes sense, and it is a Christmas movie. It's the score and the setting. It's
And
the
then
themes.
my wife pointed out it's also the fact that he's trying to save his wife, and so I like. Does that tie into the Christmas spirit? Like, you know what I'm saying?
Family and stuff. He's trying to get back to his family.
Right. So all right, fair.
Yeah,
Yeah, it
that's why
might
I
be.
wanted to be specific
Alright.
because I feel like if the whole world watched, you know, what's that one shit Mel Gibson did about
Passion
Jesus
of
Christ?
the Christ. That
Oh,
movie's
yeah.
listen, bro.
Listen, if it became a new thing
Listen,
to
bro.
watch that on Halloween,
Oh man, that movie.
like for some reason everybody has to watch that on Halloween to prepare for.
Mhm.
So, you know what I mean? Does it become a Halloween movie?
No.
Just because you watch it every year on Halloween doesn't make it a Halloween movie, right?
Right, but okay, nah, right. So
Okay.
okay, I'm trying to think. like I hear where you're going with that. I hear where you're going with that, but it's almost like it's it's not a Halloween movie. It's a religious movie, right? But it's
Right. We're
also a
just doing it on
drama.
a Halloween.
It's also a drama and a bit of a thriller.
Okay.
So
I don't know.
is the action of watching it on Christmas make it a Christmas movie, or is it the fact that it has the music that's
I feel
Christmassy
no.
and
You
the
see,
theme
that's what
that's
I think.
Christmas?
That's what I think everybody is with it for. It's the Christmas. It's the theme. It's the fact that it takes place on Christmas. It's the
That's what
fact
I
that
would
it takes
agree on.
place on Christmas, and the
Right.
fact that if you listen to the score, not the soundtrack, but the score of the movie, like this, the scene music,
Right.
it has a lot of Christmas jingle influenced. You know
So
what I'm
that's why it's
saying?
a Christmas movie. Yeah, yeah.
Right.
So
Plus, it's
yeah,
a
I
good
just wanted to be
excuse to like
specific.
watch a kick-ass movie
Watch
on
some
Christmas.
violent
No,
shit
it's a
on
Christmas
Christmas,
movie.
right?
Right,
Right.
okay. Yeah,
Right,
it's
doesn't make it a
okay.
Christmas movie. Exactly. Like that's what I'm trying to figure out. Like they said, yo, everybody's watching The
Yo,
Purge on Christmas now, so The Purge
nah,
is a
he
Christmas
got it.
movie.
He got it, bro. Because it's like that movie was put in the Christmas list for dads. That
Yeah.
shit was put in
Come
the
on,
Christmas
let's watch
list for
Die Hard.
dads.
We watched Home Alone last year. Fuck that.
That's true.
Yo,
Watched all three of them.
oh man.
Do you guys have any movies that only you watch at a certain date or something?
Shit. You know
Like
what? I can't say that I watch them at a certain date, but I'm the dude who will like if it's a series or if it's a movie, I will watch a movie a million
Okay.
times, bro. You
Yeah,
know
and
what I'm
I don't know
saying?
if
I
I've
dig
gotten
that.
that
I have
habit
certain
from him,
movies
but
that
I
I
do that
watch.
too. I do that too. I watch a movie a bunch of times.
Like The
Yeah.
Sopranos. The Sopranos, I've seen
Okay.
every episode of that show 6 times.
Yeah, that's a dope one, yeah.
That's fucking crazy, bro. It's like 90 episodes, maybe more than that. It might be even more than that. You know what I'm saying?
It's such
But
a good feeling
nah,
when you like just know what's gonna happen. It's like a familiarity to it that you feel like right
right.
at home watching it.
For
Mm.
You
real.
know
You know what I
everything.
love
Without a doubt.
about it? It's the same principle as when you listen to an album for the
Yeah,
second and for the third time. I've seen, like I said, I've seen The Sopranos or I've seen The Wire or
yeah.
I've seen Boardwalk Empire. I've seen these movies and these
Discover
shows
new stuff every
every
time.
single time.
Yeah, yeah.
Every single time. And that speaks to a great story. You know what I'm
True.
saying? That speaks to a great story. It speaks to great direction. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, bro, I really appreciate that. Like, yeah, I could watch a lot of these movies. I could watch Die Hard again today. Hold on, let me
And see some new stuff. Yeah.
precursor to that. Die Hard was one of the first movies I ever watched. As a kid, my mom
Yeah.
would put me in front of Michael Jackson Thriller, Michael Jackson
Okay.
Moonwalker, okay, and Die Hard. You understand? As a kid, as a fucking 2-year-old kid, I got my bottle of juice and I'm sitting down
Yeah.
in a diaper in front of a TV in the 90s in New York City watching Die Hard. You know what I'm saying? So I say that I've literally been watching this movie my whole life. I could watch it again.
Yeah.
I just watched it the other day. I could watch it again and still pick something out. Still be like,
Yeah.
oh shit, that's that. You know what I'm saying? So it means a
How much
lot.
you think that is to
It means
is
a
a
lot.
testament of you being older and a different person?
Oh,
kind
for
of,
sure,
right?
for
Like,
sure. Your brain grows.
right?
Your brain grows.
Right.
Your perception
No doubt,
grows.
yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And you start to see
the-
things.
Thousands watch. You're like, I didn't have this perspective last year. So
Right. Well, you know what it is? I watch some movies where people go through some type of hardship, or it's like, yo, that motherfucker had to just
Now we get it, yeah.
right, he had to scale that building or he had to go do some crazy shit. And as a kid, I'm like, yeah, bro, I'm not doing that. I'm walking away. But now as a father and a husband, it's like,
right.
if I gotta do something like that, I gotta do something like that, bro. You know
Yeah.
what I'm
Right.
saying?
That's
you know?
a good example.
So
That's a good example.
I feel
Because
like
it didn't apply the
Yeah.
first time you saw it.
What?
Yeah, yeah.
what? You know what I'm saying? Like
There's a lot of shit like that. That's a good example, bro.
like zombie
you young,
movies
you'll-
and shit. You know what I'm saying? You watch a scary movie, you be like, motherfucker, how the hell? Why did he double back? Why did
Why
he
did
go
he-
back? But it's like, bro,
Yeah.
he went back because that person reminded him of his wife, or that reminded him of his whoever,
I'm gonna
and
say some foul
and he
shit,
had to
but
go
bro,
do it.
in a zombie world, I don't think I'm turning back for nothing, bro.
And I don't blame you. I don't blame you. Yo,
Nowhere
yo,
to
yo.
go though.
Have you ever seen
don't think
28
I'm-
Weeks Later?
Nah,
You ever
what's
seen
that?
28? So there's 28 Days Later.
No, I never seen it. I know of it, but no, I
Right,
never
you should
watched
watch
it.
both of them. 28 Days Later, Zombie Apocalypse, ba ba ba. The next movie is they kind of things are bad, but they've kind of quarantined everything. Long story short, the beginning of the movie, everything is cool. These people are hiding in this house, nothing really going on. Long story short, zombies get in the crib, ba ba ba, and the dude leaves his wife.
Okay.
Leaves her, bro. Leaves her, bro. And listen,
Damn, that's cold.
It's listen to me. That's frigid. To me, that's frigid cold.
Yeah,
To
it's
me, that's
crazy.
frigid cold. You
Hold
feel me?
on.
But you got to understand that in the brain, in the human
Yeah,
brain, it's one or the other.
The first law is
You're gonna stay and
self-preservation.
bang, or you're gonna run and preserve yourself. You know what I'm saying? So I guess
All right.
at those
yeah.
moments,
It's easy to talk like
Self-preservation. That's the
when you're
first
not in
law
that
of nature.
situation. Like I would never do that, but you
right?
never know.
But
You
you
know?
don't know, bro. You don't
Yeah,
know. You know what I'm saying? So it's like that was. I always appreciated that scene in the movie because it seemed super realistic. You know what I'm saying? Like something happened, the zombies got in, him and her were separated. I'm not going to tell you exactly what happened, but what happened? The zombies got in because of her. You know what I'm saying? So they
yeah,
separated between a hallway and he makes the decision to go. And that shit was crazy. It's crazy to me. But you don't know. Who the fuck knows? You know what I'm
yeah.
saying? Like me, I
No,
would
and
rather
related to
just
that, yeah, yeah. Go ahead.
no, no, no,
Sorry.
no, 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 no.
Okay, related to that, I just seen a documentary on Netflix that's called Ordinary Men. It's
Hmm.
very interesting. There's also a book out, and it dives deep into the people that were responsible for the Holocaust, and not just the people that made the decisions, but the
Right,
soldiers that executed the orders. And
right.
it looks into how would a guy that's maybe like they were like carpenters, lawyers,
Hmm.
policemen, stuff like that, and they were good people,
Right,
what made them do such horrible acts,
right,
and it dives deep into that. It was very, very, very dope because you never know I mean, the human mind is
right.
surprising,
I think when it comes to things like that, situations like that, it's one of those things where it's like, yeah, you don't know, you can't account for that
Yeah,
until you're in it, until you're there, and you know what I'm saying. You're seeing what's happening in your neighborhood. You're seeing what's happening
yeah,
at your job. You know what I'm saying. So it's yeah, man. That's one of those crazy. That's one of those crazy instances where it's like, yeah, man. It's the human condition is a very strange thing.
yeah.
You know
It
what I'm
can be
saying?
beautiful, but also scary.
Oh
Like
yeah, for sure,
what we're capable of doing,
for sure. That
especially
reminds me.
under authority. When they tell you to do something, some people just execute the order and they
Right.
don't even think about it.
You know.
I did see, if there's time, I did see an experiment that they did. I don't know the names or anything or the name of the experiment, but they had like they had a person come in, and it had like a button that they would turn, and in the other room they were told that there was a person that they could hurt by twisting the knob or whatever,
Yeah, 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 yeah.
and they were told to ask them questions, and if they answered them wrongly, they would just turn the knob. But what they didn't know was that the person in the other room was a paid actor that was giving wrong answers and like screaming whenever they were turning, stop, you're killing me. And they were ordinary people, like people from the campus. They were college students and stuff like that, and they had someone in a lab coat just tell them, yeah, yeah, turn it up louder, it's okay, I'm responsible for it. And they just did it without thinking. The guy was like, you're killing me, stop,
Isn't that
and
wild,
they
bro?
just did it. They were capable, like ordinary people, just capable of
Right.
fucking,
It's the descent. It's when you can
yeah,
switch off the when you can
yeah,
become desensitized. You know what I'm saying?
exactly.
I think that's when the worst things happen.
They say
You know.
that's why special ops people have masks on, not because they wouldn't care that not to be recognized, but they say that when you have a mask on, you're capable of more violence
Right.
because subconsciously
You're pulling the
people
veil
don't
down.
see you.
You're pulling the
Yeah,
veil down for
they
sure.
don't see your face, and now you're
Yep.
fucking not worried about them judging you,
Right. It's
as a
nuts when you
person.
see shit like that, like the DEA agents who hop out on
Mhm.
dudes or they'll raid a house, and
Yeah,
half of them will be fucking masked up, bro. Like
yeah,
on some crazy gangster shit, but it's like, nah, these is the fucking feds. You know what I'm saying?
exactly. Yeah,
Shit is
it's not like
bugged
they're
out.
scared of being recognized. They
Yeah, nah,
just
for
want to
real. They
look
don't give a
scary.
fuck. They don't give a fuck.
Yeah,
Like you said, it's like there's a switch. There's most certainly a
police in the
switch.
USA is crazy. Also, I mean, well,
Listen, they be
wow.
wildin', bro. They be wildin', man. I'm not gonna lie. Especially growing up in New York, like
Yeah,
it's crazy because I remember a time. I feel like we were talking about this not too long ago. I remember a time when in New York, people was it was like, yo, you could smoke in the streets. People now you're not supposed to smoke or drink in the streets, but the shit was
yeah,
allowed, bro. Then 9/11 happened, right? And after
yeah,
9/11 happened, the government was able to enact these rules. You know what I'm
yeah.
saying?
They
Put
couldn't wait
these
to do it. They were like, okay, this is the
This is the
Time. Let's
time.
do it.
This is the time right now. We're gonna put these acts on people, and it was never the
Yeah.
same, bro. I can tell you for sure it was never the same. And yeah, you know, you look at what happens around the country, and shit is just crazy, bro. It really is.
Yeah.
A lot of that, in my opinion, though, it is lack of training. You know what I'm saying?
True.
A lot
Yeah.
of it is lack of training. When you have somebody or you're training a group of people and you're telling them that this is the worst, like if you
Yeah.
worked for me and every day I sent you outside and told you, listen, you're going to the worst neighborhood in the city, don't trust anybody. This is what could possibly happen. You're gonna go heightened. You're
Yeah.
gonna go ready
Have
to
an
shoot
itchy
shit.
trigger finger, like.
Exactly, bro. So it's like if they're gonna police these communities, they have to be people who listen. The worst could happen at any moment, bro. The worst could
Yeah.
happen at any moment. You hear about motherfuckers sitting in their house and the jet engine goes through the roof. The worst
Yeah.
could happen at any moment. You feel me? So
But you
it's
can
like,
live your life like thinking
right,
about what if,
for sure, for
you
sure.
know.
You
But
know,
I mean, I think they're not screening them for mental health.
that's
I
another
mean,
thing.
they should be more careful.
And you got to figure a lot of from 2004 or 5 to even a couple years ago, a lot of the dudes that are cops on the street now were veterans in Iraq.
Yeah,
You
and
know
they
what I'm
got
saying? They come home from
messed up
doing whatever
heads.
the
Yeah.
fuck they were doing over there and they put them
Yeah.
into the civilian pool. You feel me?
Yeah.
So shit goes wrong with that. You know what I'm saying?
No
But
doubt. Yeah.
yeah, nah, shit is reckless, bro. But you know what the beautiful thing is? The beauty of all of it. The world is upside down right now. Shit is fucked up.
Yeah.
There's no doubt about it. We don't know which way it's gonna go. But the beauty of it is that we could put on some music and we could
No doubt.
decompress. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You could decompress and just maybe just
That's a fact.
wash the day away. You know what I'm saying? For
That's a
sure.
And
fact.
it's up to each and every one of us to like make it a better place and
Mhm.
make it a better life for ourselves, you know.
Right. And for the kids and
Just
the
make
next
the right
generation.
choices.
For sure.
That's a fact.
For sure.
Yeah.
Listen, man, we're running about an hour. I got to get back to work, but I want
Okay.
to get you back for a second
Okay.
episode. Whenever
Yeah,
your
let's do it.
schedule permits, I want to get you back, yo. I'm gonna sign off real quick, and then yeah, bro, we just gonna keep it running. Anything you want to tell people who might not know who you are at the moment, and where we could find you, your projects, restaurant, anything you want to drop, feel free to do that
Yeah,
right
just
now.
check out the mix show. It's live on YouTube every 2 weeks. I drop like 2 hours of new hip hop. You know, whatever I consider dope. You know,
Facts.
just try and see if our tastes match. Maybe you can drop a link for them in the
Oh,
comments
most
or
definitely.
something. I don't
So
know.
what we're gonna do, what we usually do is you'll send me some promo stuff, and we're
Yeah.
gonna splice in your promo stuff with our promo stuff for when we drop the episode. So yeah, we'll square all of that
Yeah.
away. Yeah, bro, just
Dope.
let them know where they can find you on the socials. And yeah, man, we appreciate you, dog.
I'll just send you the links. I don't even know
I bet.
my
Yeah, now all
socials,
good,
but
all good.
by
Listen,
heart.
Vlad, dog, we appreciate you, bro. It means a lot for you to take the time out of your day and fuck with us. This is the
Thank you. I
gray
am a
area.
fan. Thank you.
I appreciate that,
I'm a
man.
fan. Thank you for the good music.
You already know, bro. We're going to keep
My
bringing
guy,
it to
big
you.
salute.
We're going to keep bringing it to you. This is the gray area. I am MOD, Guru Dane. Life is not
Salute.
lived in the black and white. It's lived in the gray.
No
We
doubt.
appreciate y'all. Yo, Vlad, salute, my G. Appreciate you.
Salute.